Maryland coming up from Cole Fieldhouse. Remember, Georgia Tech now just one game out of the ACC lead. Maryland still going after that NCAA bid. Let's get the starting lineups right now from both ball clubs from the public address announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our starting lineups. For Georgia Tech at center, a 7-foot, 231-pound senior from Brooklyn, New York, number 22, John Sally. For Maryland at center, a 6'8", 240-pound junior from Glen Allen, Virginia, number 32, Terry Long. For Georgia Tech at guard, a 6'1", 174-pound senior from Enid, Oklahoma, number 25, Mark Price. For Maryland at guard, a 6'5", 165-pound junior from Branson, North Carolina, number 3, Keith Gatlin. For Georgia Tech at guard, a 6'4", 209-pound junior from Manhattan, number 45, Bruce Dalrymple. For Maryland at guard, a 6'1", 155-pound senior from Washington, D.C., number 12, Jeff Baxter. For Georgia Tech at forward, a 6'8", 209-pound freshman from Crestview, Florida, number 20, Tom Hammond. For Maryland at forward, a 6'7", 190-pound sophomore from Temple Hills, Maryland, number 33, Derek Lewis. For Georgia Tech at forward, a 6'6", 209-pound sophomore from Towson, Maryland, number 33, Dwayne Farrell. And for Maryland at forward, a 6'8", 195-pound senior from Landover, Maryland, number 34, Len Bias. Georgia Tech's head coach, Bobby Cremins. Maryland's head coach, Charles G. Lefty Frizzell.
Who ends up guarding Len Bias? Tom Hammond says he's looking forward to it, and he may be the only freshman in the country who would have the guts to say something like that.
Well, it's because he's a freshman that he's probably looking forward to it, but opportunities inside.
This is Hammond to Price, and Price hits his first jumper. 2-0, Georgia Tech. Clock's down to 8 seconds already. Maryland not even in its offense. This is Terry Long to Gatlin. Shot clock at 4, and Gatlin has to fire one up in desperation. Lewis with a follow.
Boy, that's a bad breakdown by Georgia Tech. Bobby Cremins is up off the bench, and he's really disgusted.
A little more than a month ago in Atlanta. This is Sally, low against Long. Nice move to get by, and they say Long blocked the shot. Sally wanted the foul, doesn't get it. Gatlin 3-on-3. Maryland on top 4-2, and you better believe this crowd wants to be a part of this game.
Maybe Dalrymple was on him the first time just because of the situation off the press.
Bias over Farrell, 6-2 Maryland. Len Bias, the conference's leading scorer, has his first 2.
Attack him when he's on defense and put him in a situation where he's got a foul like that.
Sally powers his way to the basket, gets the 2, and draws the foul.
Defensive end of the court, maybe get him in foul trouble.
Hits the three-point play, and it's 6-5 with 17:10 to go in the first half. This is a bad defensive player. He is not, as you just saw. And Hammond's got the ball, put it up. Bias with a rebound. Dalrymple tried to get it from him.
Be careful.
Gatlin alley-oop to Bias. Contact on a loose ball, and here comes Tech. Crowd wanted a foul, and have a good defensive reaction by Georgia Tech.
Oh, nice move.
Oh.
When he doesn't have the ball, watch him just guard his man.
Bias with a great move to the bucket. Missed the shot. Long offensive rebound. Missed the follow, and Hammond has it. Dalrymple. And a foul. Offensive foul on Dalrymple.
Defensive player is your Farrell right there, and you realize that Bias is going up for the alley-oop, but then also nothing feels quite as good as to know that you got away with one, which I think Farrell did right there.
And the look on Bias's face as he turned and looked at one of the officials about, hey, how about that?
Put the top.
Bias, great pass by Long.
Georgia Tech was rather passive in the zone, particularly Sally and Hammond.
Sally Sally, baseline jumper, and that's what he's got to do more of when he gets the ball. He's got to put it up. It's a long way away from the basket. Look at this. It's the kind of thing that must destroy you as a defensive player because you know Farrell. Good penetrating move. Got Bias up in the air and it banked it home after the contact. Good job by Farrell. He's got 14th all-time in the ACC scoring list in history.
Certainly seeing some of this league's two best players.
And Baxter from downtown. One thing the Maryland guards did not do earlier in the year was take the shots. They take open shots. Now they are, and they're making them. Sally with a nice block, but he traveled.
Georgia Tech attacking inside, but you see John Sally had that little hop in there.
All the way down the lane. Missed the shot and Jones rebound. That scoring list for the University of Maryland. Len Bias a few games ago passed Tom McMillan, who continues to play for the Washington Bullets and is going to be running for Congress next year. And Bias does not have that far to go to reach second. It's you have
extending the defense.
And Price from the baseline won't go. Sally tried to keep it alive, and here comes Baxter on the run. Got Jones on his right. He'll take it all the way in and score.
Great move by Baxter.
This is Neal with a nice fake and a good pass to Hammonds for the jump hook, but he missed it. Loose ball. Hammonds took it away from Bias and put it in. Young man is probably going to be the ACC freshman rookie of the year, rather. Would make it the fourth straight. And they've seen this defense played against them enough. Here's the alley-oop. Gatlin and Jones seem to have a special chemistry. This is Tom Jones. Leans into one. Got the roll. 18-15. 4 points for Tom Jones.
Glance over his shoulder, finds Sally.
This is Neal from outside. Good shooter who has had his problems recently. But the young man can shoot the basketball. Hidden team, Maryland by 3 with 8:07 to go. Gatlin over Neal. Gatlin wanted to take that shot.
And he took us one step further. Most guys say hi to their mom. He brought his mom on.
There's Hammond scoring inside. Tom Ford as well. Not much of an offensive threat. Only shoots 30%, but Dalrymple hits the jumper. Backs it out. Gatlin backs off of him, so Price unloads.
Price's primary problem that time was not the defender Gatlin, but it was getting out of the way of the photographer. Led the league in scoring when he was a freshman.
Sure did. Because that's all they had about at that point. And Gatlin knocks another one home. Keith Gatlin with a half dozen, and Maryland regains the lead. 24-23. There's Price with another bomb.
And Gatlin was right in his face.
6 points for Price, and Georgia Tech leads by 1. It is still working on Price. Cut off in the lane. Gatlin from what the outside.
Gatlin feels it.
He's got 8 points. You get the ball to the hot shooter. Shots. This is Steve Welton keeping us up to date on everything. Dalrymple, after the crowd wanted a call in favor of Maryland and didn't get it, and Georgia Tech regains the lead. Take name and get in there. Antoine Ford in the lane. He'll take his jumper and score, and Georgia Tech goes up by 3. Gatlin wants Bias. He's being guarded by Farrell. Bias double teamed and put up a tough shot. He's going to draw the foul. 24 straight free throws for Mr. Bias in the ballgame. Maryland back within 1, but Dalrymple counters in a hurry.
Good pass down the court and a good job by Dalrymple to take the ball hard to the basket, recognizing the opening.
Unload, no, it's going to be Price. Price has to pass it off, and they won't get it off in 45 seconds. And it's one of the few times all year I've seen a team not get off a shot, and I've never... This is Sherrod, highly recruited player. Hammond out to Neal. Sally a 15-footer. 5-point lead for Georgia Tech, and 9 points for John the Spider Sally. And it's going to be Baxter. Misses his shot, has his own rebound. 3 seconds to go, and Dalrymple steals it. 1 second on the clock, and Baxter blocked the shot of Bruce Dalrymple, and Baxter never even hesitated and just kept running through the tunnel of the locker room.
The interesting thing about that, Mike, is a couple plays before Baxter and Dalrymple got tied up, and I thought we almost had an exchange between those two. Dalrymple stole the ball, and Baxter, there was just no way Dalrymple was going to score that basket.
Tech having much the better of it as far as field goal percentage. The thing that stands out to me, the fact that only 4 free throws have been shot the entire first half. Only 9 total fouls called in this ballgame. The officials are really letting him play basketball.
And it's been an interesting first half, and there's been a lot of contact out there. Now, that 59% field goal shooting by Georgia Tech is all the more impressive because they started out very slowly. They must have been on fire as we went down toward the end of the first half, because early in the half, Maryland was doing a nice defensive job.
Here's the scoring breakdown. No one in double figures yet, but Sally, Price, and Dalrymple all having good offensive games. Hammonds and Farrell, the starting lineup, so you've got everybody with at least 4 points in the first half. And as you see, nobody in any foul trouble at all. For Maryland, it's been Bias and Gatlin both shooting better than 50% from the floor, and no one for the University of Maryland in foul trouble either.
Bias has only took 5 shots in the first half, and I think that
offense was 17 on the shot clock. Gatlin got away from Price inside. The shot wouldn't go. Gatlin tips, it won't go. Bias with a foul.
Gatlin made that play, Mike, by getting his hands in it.
Farrell. Oh, tough shot for Farrell. Bias let him have it, and he buried it.
Now, Farrell didn't have a T-shirt on in the first half. Halftime simply so his shirt would be coordinated with his shoes.
Fashion. Bias got the bucket, and he'll call the foul. I think Fashion can make a statement, Dan. Right, and we may see Tom Hammonds end up on it. Bias has made all 3 free throws today. 25 straight for him now, and Maryland's back within 2, and it leads by a bucket. Sally, who's had a big offensive game.
That's the place to go. Sally did a great job.
Back at the Lewis, now Baxter and Gatlin. And it's Sally with a loose ball. Hammonds got away from Long. Bias blocked the shot. Hammonds lost it, but there's going to be a foul called on Terry Long. Farrell drops it off to Sally, who passed up for 5-footer. Price won't pass one up from 19. What a mark on that thing.
Maybe Price from 19 is just as good as Sally from 5, Mike.
As the 14th all-time leading scorer.
Jeff Baxter. Nobody was going to come out and guard him. He decided he'd fill it up. Maryland in a 2-3 zone. John Sally just lost the mouthpiece.
Hammonds, good move to the bucket.
Terry Long again didn't move his feet very well.
Now has 6 points, and that is the lead, 41-35. Bias wanted the ball. He's fouled, and it's going to be Dalrymple.
Dalrymple that time was matched up against Bias, and boy, it's tough. He should have to bank it or something from there.
That's right. You think he wouldn't miss him that way either. Trying for its second straight massive upset. Price got away from Gatlin and then lost it out of bounds. Now have 7 turnovers for this ball game, and that's real good considering how physical it has been. Bias lost it on the way up, and they're going to call Mark Price for the foul.
That time there were 4 people around Len Bias.
16 points for Len Bias. Just an incomparable athlete. He hits 2 more, and Maryland has crept back within a pair. Timeout, 15:59 to go. It's 41-39. Going to have to go pretty well into the NCAA in order to have a shot at Youngkus, considering the fact that he's averaging 18 points a game, and he's probably not going to get one of those 40-point nights now. But guys get away with an awful lot. I hardly ever see palming called anymore. Alley-oop to Sally from Neal. Pretty pass.
That's a very good play by Georgia Tech again.
Heck yes. Jones in the middle, lost the ball. Here comes Dalrymple on the run. Price tried to get it inside, knocked away, and Gatlin comes back the other way. Great pass to Jones.
Good fast break by Maryland. Come from behind there. That's a good play by Bias. Now look at Bias get out in the lane, draws John Sally right to him.
14-11 to go in the game. Georgia Tech 43, Maryland 41. Dalrymple got it.
Georgia Tech continues.
Points a game, has 8. Baxter with a fake. This is Bias baseline.
I'll tell you what, if you're going to play zone to cut him off inside, you better get somebody out there when he gets the ball in the corner. Georgia Tech will go inside.
Neal Pretty play. They ran Craig Neal around the screen, got him a free jump shot. He's got 4.
Mike.
Bias inside to Lewis on Sally. Missed the shot. Jones with a foul.
Tom Jones has done a heck of a job today, Mike.
Hasn't
They would be wise to attack Lewis with Sal.
Price with a big shot. Gatlin's shoulders just sagged. He said, what do I have to do? Really well. Baxter tough. Holy cow.
I was surprised that he got it up past Price. I thought Price had got his hand on the ball.
And that was Georgia Tech by 2. Neal. Boy, has he hit a couple of big ones. 49, make it 51-47. Neal has 6 goals. Came into this ballgame only shooting 41%. Bias. Well, let's let this one go on for about another 2 hours. You don't get much better than this.
The Georgia Tech misses, but they haven't yet. The fans really want to start yelling even louder than they are, but Georgia Tech quiets them every time. They're saying go inside to Speedy Jones.
They get it to him, and Jones' jump shot is good. This is an incredible run.
Mike, and I don't think the teams are playing poorly on defense.
They're not.
We're seeing some great offensive basketball.
Louder. This has been an unbelievable streak here. Sally, great fake-headed block. But I think we've got a foul before the shot. Lewis is going to be called for the foul. Will there be goaltending on top of it? Didn't like it, but the goaltending looked like a good call. Sally hit the free throw. 3-point play gives Tech a 56-51 lead with 10 minutes and 4 seconds to go. From
Shoot 9 of 13 and still be down 5.
Bias lost the ball. You can't shoot 9 out of 13 in practice most of the time. 16 points. One of the better games I've seen him play. What a pretty pass. What a shovel pass. Found themselves in against North Carolina, and that's the man who brought him back. He missed that one, however.
Got to do it on the defensive end.
Sally got the bucket. Got Lewis up in the air, and it's 60-51, the biggest Georgia Tech lead. Baxter to Tom Jones. They leave him alone for 15. He goes into 12 and scores it. It's been a real good ball game for Tom Jones. He has 12 points in this one and has Maryland back within 7.
13 of 14 from the field this half. Making it 14 of 15.
Unbelievable. 94% from the floor.
I tell you what, Mike, I think if I was the Maryland players, if I couldn't stop him any other way, I'd make it.
Look at this shooting. And Bias with a great fake and then a finger roll.
Jones again.
Jones has 14. Price to Sally. Blocked by Bias, and they'll get Bias with his 3rd. 63-55, an 8-point lead. Make it 9. Remember how well Maryland shot free throws the other night at North Carolina? Well, John Sally and Georgia Tech are doing it here today. By Tom Jones. And they get it to Bias. Triple pump. Got the basket at the foul. And John Sally is kicking himself because he can't believe that Bias could fake him 3 times. Len Bias has hit 29 straight free throws. Make it 30. Got the roll. A 3-point play.
Hit the rim.
64-58.
I don't know that we can count that.
Yeah, hit the rim.
If somebody reset the 45-second clock, and if they just knock the ball out of bounds, that's not the right play.
You're right. Sally threw up an air ball. We've got a foul underneath as Lewis got the rebound, and Bobby Crimmins
Back in this game.
64-58. Pass to Tom Jones. And what a game. As great as Lenny Bias is playing, Tom Jones is having the game of his career.
Just yet.
Now the shot clock is down to 9 seconds because Georgia Tech called a timeout in the middle of it. And Farrell takes a tough shot and hit it. Dwayne Farrell is in with 12 points. There's the whistle foul. It's going to be blocking.
It's going to be on Dwayne Farrell. And is that 5 on Farrell? He's certainly happy, as is Bobby.
But that was the 17th foul, so Jeff Baxter will go to the line. And he missed. But Maryland's going to get the loose ball. Lewis after it, and Lewis may have been the last one to touch it. Mike Lewis. Give it to Maryland. Why Lewis let it go, I don't know.
I think he was afraid that it was going to be a backcourt violation.
Len Bias wants the basketball, and he gets it in the lane. 66-62.
The Georgia Tech is intentionally trying to run as much time off the clock as possible.
Price The prettiest jump shot you've ever seen. 68-62. Mark Price from downtown. He has a dozen. Baxter working against Dalrymple to Tom Jones. This is Bias. He lost possession of that ball. Burrell got it low to Sally. Back to Dalrymple. They finally miss a shot, but they get the rebound, and Sally with a big jam, and he gets the foul. And that may have been the one that broke the back.
Burrell, you see him there. He's just come up with the offensive rebound. Everybody's standing around. Sally going hard to the basket. The foul's on Derek Lewis. That's his fourth. So you got Bias with 3. You got Lewis with 4.
John Sally with 22, and that's his first miss from the free throw line today, but Farrell got the rebound.
That's 2 big offensive rebounds by Dwayne Farrell. Take as much time off as they want.
And Hammonds won't take any time, and they call him for traveling, and Bobby Crimmins cannot be happy with this. His club only took 10 seconds off the clock.
The object is to try to keep the ball out of the hands of Len Bias.
Jones leans into one-headed block, out of bounds.
Good defense that time. Farrell call a walk.
Gatlin gives it low to Jones. Jones in trouble at the baseline, just popped it up in the air, and Dalrymple has the ball. He's fouled by Lewis, and that's going to be number 5 on Derek Lewis. He shoots over 70, and that just shows his concentration. Like that. 71-64. Georgia Tech gets the lead after 7.
The board and get it down in the basket.
Jones to Bias, and he's got to shoot it out of the corner and buries it. And Maryland will go for the timeout, 71-66. As long as they can. He's their preeminent free throw shooter.
Maryland trying to trap.
And Price will put up a jump shot. Holy cow! What a shot by Price. He's at 7 of 11 and it's a 7-point spread again. Maryland in a lot of trouble. Gatlin with a pretty move. 73-68, Maryland back, so he'll be the man to be fouled. 55 seconds left, 22 on the shot clock, and there they did what they wanted to do. They got to Dalrymple, and Johnson picked up the personal foul.
Offensive rebound.
This is the biggest free throw. The spread is 6. This would put it on odd numbers, and does. Dalrymple hits again, 75-68. Gatlin in a hurry. Wanted to draw the foul, I think, and instead just goes ahead and makes the bucket and wants the timeout, and they get it before Georgia Tech can inbound. The plan, again, our Holly Farms players of the game from Maryland, Len Bias, from Georgia Tech, John Sally. We have Sally hitting 9 out of 11 from the floor, 4 of 5 free throws, 22 points. Bias, 30 points on 11 out of 16 shooting, 8 out of 8 free throws, 4 rebounds, a block shot, and an assist maybe. And it's so tough to select these anymore because you got guys like Tom Jones, who we were talking about earlier, who has come in, played a great game, only 5 points below his career high.
Look how he goes back to get the ball.
And they're going to call Terry Long with a foul with 22 seconds. And it will be a 1-and-1.
He's saying he's having a tough year from the free throw line. He's back up to 85%.
Hits them both there. Georgia Tech has missed virtually nothing from anywhere here in the second half. 77-70. Terry Long gets it low to Tom Jones. A jump hook won't go. Price for the rebound, and 12 seconds left, and this one's over. Ended even bigger to Georgia Tech because they came in here knowing they had to win. They had an opening, as you so well pointed out at the beginning of the game. They had a chance to stay in that conference race, but they had to win today, and they made the most of it with some incredible play.
And they won against a Maryland team, Mike, that was playing on a real high, didn't have any sort of a letdown at all coming off that victory over North Carolina. Maryland played well on the offensive end, but it was the defensive end where Maryland broke down a little bit, and I think that's what Coach Lefty Drizel was so upset about at the end of the game, but just a great offensive performance by Georgia Tech.
I've got the stars down here. First of all, Coach Clemens, come on in here if I could have a word with you. Coach, it looked like down the stretch in the second half, one of the keys was when they went to a zone, you guys hit the outside jumpers to bring them out.
Well, you know, Price is always going to make the jumpers for you, but today John Sally gave us a great game. Farrell and Dalrymple made some great jump shots, and our sixth man, Neal. You know, I can depend on Mark and John, but I got to give today's game credit to Neal, Farrell, and Dalrymple. John had a bigger game than usual. He's capable of doing that. What upset me, we just can't stop Len Bias. He's a great, great player, Terry.
That's right, he certainly is. Looking at the rest of the schedule, you got some more games in the ACC tournament coming up. What's it going to take for Georgia Tech to go down the stretch and really pull out maybe another repeat of last year?
Well, Terry, this is a great road win for us. This is as well as we played. Maryland was a little tired. They're coming off a great win, but this was really a great road win for us. We played extremely well, and we shot the ball very well. We've got to play well. If we don't play well, we're a good team. But when we play well, we're tough. I'm going to miss these two guys. I only got a few more games with them. I hope we got a lot more, but they're two great players.
Coach, they're telling me to ask you about the Sports Illustrated picture. Do you have any comment on that from this week?
Well, I've had offers to do it without the towel, but I think I can do that.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Congratulations. Mark Price, come on in here. Mark, congratulations.
Thanks.
It looked like at the opening of the game, you missed a couple jumpers, but as I said at halftime, a shooter feels like, hey, you missed the first 5, and the next 10 are going in.
Well, the ones I missed, I thought were going in too, but you know that you can't quit shooting if you miss a couple, and I just stayed within my game. I didn't try to force it in the second half, and I really think Dwayne Farrell gave us an unbelievable second half, and I think maybe that was the difference.
How about the defenses? They tried a number of defenses on you today, but you've seen them all year long. The boxing one, the 1-3 and chase. Does it ever get frustrating going against those Ds every day?
Well, it does sometimes, but I'm a senior now, and the team looks up to me for a lot of things, and if I get frustrated, that's going to hurt the team. So I just got to stay within the offense and try to do the best I can.
All right, I asked Coach Cremens, how about your view on the subject? What's it going to take for the Yellow Jackets to come down and really be successful as the year winds down here?
I think today we started moving in the right direction. We moved the ball well in offense, got the shots we wanted to get. We got a great player like Bias. There's going to be a lot of them we're going to face, and we just got to work on our defense, I think, right now.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mark. John Sally, come on in here. John, you're a little tall here. I don't know if I can reach you up there. John, it looked like lately, and especially today, it looked like you were taking the ball to the hole a lot more, being a lot stronger. Is that something you've made a conscious effort at lately?
Yes, very much so. Right now, they got me back on a weight program. I'm lifting 3 times a week, heavy weight, and I decided it was time that I start playing my game. Before I was kind of lacked. All these guys, like guys in North Carolina and Lenny, showed the proof that they were playing much better than me. And I know that I'm capable of doing things, and all I had to do is put my mind to it and let it come out.
You come in, you get a big road win here today. A lot of talk about how tough it is to play on the road in the ACC, but I always thought that, hey, it's a heck of a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But when you come up and play inside somebody else's home, as you do know, calls go a little different, the crowd is on their side, so you really have to concentrate a whole lot more. But it's a great road win for us, and we know if we win this one, we'll probably do well in the tournament, and right now we feel we're on some sort of roll.
John, thanks a lot. You played a heck of a game. Let's go back to Mike Patrick.
Thank you very much, Terry Gannon. And our final score here was Georgia Tech 77, Maryland 70. And we'll be back to wrap it up from Cole Fieldhouse in College Park.